Hey everybody, TK and Drinks here. I'm your host TK. We got another What's the Story coming at you this Tuesday evening. Thank you all for being here with me tonight. We're going to be interviewing my man Shane from Dragon Meadery there in Aurora, Colorado. Hopefully we had a little technical difficulty earlier. Hopefully we can get past that. What's up to the cast there at McGee's Mead? Thank you for joining. Appreciate y'all showing up tonight. We're going to be reviewing at least one of Shane's meads that he sent on over, or I picked up from him, along with this dope hoodie he gave me. Okay, here we go. There's Mr. Shane. All right, I'm going to get you an invite here, Shane, see if we can't get past this little plague. Invite sent on my end. There we go. And, oh yeah, I got the, like I said, I got the dope hoodie and the little, like, 3-ounce taster glass. It's so hard to see with that black dragon on there. Got some white paper. Bam. Gotta love that. So, uh-oh. Is it giving me troubles again? Moko's signed back in, so it looks like everybody's popping back in, but I don't know if the request is coming through over on Shane's end. That's not very cool. Well, thank you for coming back, Luke. Appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna send another invite to somebody else here. Dragon Meadery was unable to join. Okay. Oh, so my man Luke can join in.
What's up, brother?
Thanks for the help, brother. Just doing a little test to make sure it's nothing too crazy.
No, we're good, man. Peace.
All right, so we did a little check there. Accepted request, not sure what's up. Huh. And you guys are on mobile? Because it definitely won't work from a laptop or a Chromebook or anything like that, unfortunately. Or a PC with, like, webcam. Because, technology, why would we want that all to work together? Just another way that Facebook gives us the old corkscrew. And we all sit here and take it continually because we're sluttons for punishment. All right, let's get another request out. See if doesn't, maybe that one request out to Moko Asylum. There we go. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Technical difficulty kicked. Teamwork, success.
Right?
Swapping phones.
Man.
Apparently my phone doesn't work well.
Hey, whatever it takes, but I appreciate you guys putting in the effort. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. I appreciate it.
Just for everybody on board, this is Allie. This is my
Cheers.
wife. She's the second half of the company.
I was going to say, if you wanted to introduce everybody here, I have not had the pleasure, so nice to meet you, Miss Allie.
Pleasure to meet you.
So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to make it down there during over to your guys' spot during Mazer Cup. I was on limited time, and I really wanted to. Everybody was talking about getting to go over there and everything, but I picked up a couple of your meads now, and yeah, so.
Beautiful.
What are you drinking tonight?
I haven't opened anything yet, so I was just getting ready to crack one open. Shane specifically had mentioned the orange chocolate piment, which I'm going to say, so I was looking through your guys' feed here a little while, and I follow you in just a little refresher course. This one took 2 different metals, right?
Just one this year.
Yeah, just one. But the Texas Mead Fest gives you this big-ass cup to go along with the medal.
Yeah, it gives you a cup
So
and
you're
a medal.
gold and the medal.
Yep.
Yeah. Get closer.
Nice.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I get a close-up of that. Hell yeah. That's dope. Those look like they're handmade.
They are.
Yeah, they're awesome. This one broke. We glued it back together. It was broken when we got it, but hey.
What's the name of that? There's that Japanese technique where they fix something that's broken and it becomes greater than it was before.
There you go.
I don't know. We just use super glue. And then we picked up actually the second one from Texas. This is the for our red apple sizer.
Okay.
And our red apple sizer, that thing's got more metals than we know what to do with, honestly.
Yeah, I saw the picture there. It looked like the bottle was about to fall over.
Okay.
Trying to get you in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bottle and all the metals around it. The wooden one, this guy here, and the Best in Show horn is also part of it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's a whole. Yes, that is so rad.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome.
It feels good to know that people enjoy it as much as we do, and enjoy it as much as we enjoy making it.
Oh, very cool. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves a little more, give us a little once-over on the Meadery, yourselves, and I'm going to get this chocolate orange pie popped open.
All right.
Okay. So we're Dragon Meadery. We've been operating since 2013 is when the first product hit the barrels. We've been on store shelves since 2014. We've had numerous awards and meads. I mean, our first year of production was really small, and we've managed to do a lot of dumping the money back into the batches. And now, I mean, we've only got 428 square feet of production space.
Whoa.
Turn the camera around.
That is super small, man.
So, yeah. I mean, there's everything from storage, sinks, fridge, and background, desk. But all those barrels right there are full, including the wooden barrel one. We got some fun stuff hanging out in there. Production.
Nice. And this is,
I mean, it's small, but we're putting out a lot of stuff with that.
and this is a legit commercial tasting room and production facility and everything all in one.
Oh yeah, completely.
That is so cool.
I mean, we're
It's in our garage too.
yeah.
See, I think that gives hope. That gives hope to a lot of homebrewers that want to start their own meaderies. Look, you can do it in your garage. You don't have to have a $250,000 loan in a $500,000 building.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, we got started. If most of what we do is aged out 10 to 12 months before we got a bottle. So we like a little more wine style. We have a chance to develop character flavors. If we were paying $2,000-$3,000 for a space and waiting that 10 months for everything to go in, and that's just, you know, after the permits are even signed off on. You have to have the place before that. You'd be in the hole $36,000 before you even had a chance to put one single bottle out.
And in 2012 and 13 with Mead, we really wanted to make sure that we built a clientele for it because it wasn't quite as popular when we started.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? We grew organically, and we were able to do it that way, and we were able to have bigger batches based on our customer needs. And we're now doing 55 gallons at a time or more of each type of mead. So that's awesome. And all of that without loans and whatnot. And working in here, we're kind of, I call it the COVID-proof building.
Right. Shutdown proof.
Huh?
You're shutdown proof.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's freaking awesome.
We don't have to worry about the landlord foreclosing.
Exactly. You don't have to beg for free rent when everything's closed down, right? Right.
Start paying them in booze. So you guys been operating? Have you guys been operating commercially out of there since 2013?
Yep.
That's so awesome. And you have.
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say, fun story. We were talking about working for booze. We actually traded a lot of homebrew for some of the building materials that were in here. Some of the insulation was traded bottle here for insulation of lumber, trade some for drywall. Did a lot of trade for the insulation in the ceiling. I mean,
a lot of our fruits, we actually bought a fruit picker because a lot of our fruits initially came from people posting ads on Craigslist saying, hey, come clean out my apple tree, or come clean out my plum tree, or, you know, things like that. So everything's fresh and super local.
So I guess we're making a plum mead today.
Yeah. We got 200 pounds of plums off of these two tiny little trees. It's crazy what you can get from people.
Hey, we call that a come up in my neighborhood. So yeah, I got that chocolate orange pie mint all popped open here, ready to roll. Very beautiful chocolate smell, very like rich and earthy, like a cacao. Did you guys use cacao nibs in there?
we used a couple of different things in there.
That beautiful color too. Look at that. My goodness. So for those who don't know, who haven't heard me wax on about my time at Mazer Cup, because I think it was one of the coolest things ever, Shane here was the first guy I was partnered up with, so he showed me the ropes through the process and everything. and I'll be forever grateful to him for that.
All right.
Cheers.
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 Yeah.
So. I like that. Very smooth. No like warming alcoholness at all. It's like just like a pinch of astringency, nice sweetness, acidity balance.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the grape comes through really heavy. The orange is very subtle in there, but something about that chocolate is that. It's like I said, to me it tastes like it smells like cacao nibs, but is there something else that I'm...
It's kind of a blend of different types of chocolate in there.
All right. Keep your secret. Keep your secret. I see how it is. But that's really phenomenal. And this is it took a gold medal at Texas Mead Cup.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could see why. It's very full. I don't know if you can anybody.
The only competition we had it in.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the first one we entered it in.
And it takes home a gold medal in the sweet experimental category.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you guys had it warm? It seems like it'd be really tasty on kind of like on the warmer side too.
We were just discussing potential like doing a mold.
Yeah.
Mead. Yeah. With some, and we've been really enjoying the pie mints lately, so we've got like 5 new ones coming out this year, you know. We really enjoyed it. We did a Black Forest, which was a chocolate cherry. We did a coffee. We did the orange chocolate, you know, and toasted caramel.
Yeah. I saw you guys pulling a bunch of, look like a bunch of white grapes off of something on your page there.
That goes into our, we call it our back 40 pie mint.
Okay.
We got about 40 feet out the back of grapevine.
Yep.
So it's grapevines that we've grown, rhubarb, and then wildflower honey from Colorado.
Rhubarb that we grew as well. Yeah.
Ooh, I love it.
I mean,
rhubarb.
Yeah. So
It's a little light on the. It's not a heavy rhubarb. There's enough in there to give you some character and flavor to it, but not to dominate in the glass.
During COVID, everybody freaked out and bought toilet paper. We did not. We bought chickens and peach trees and elderberry bushes and whatever else we could stock up on for new mead.
No kidding. You guys have
chickens out of house.
What's that?
You have all this stuff right there at the house?
Yeah. And we've expanded our raspberry patch this year and to another 2 spots. So we've got, I'd say maybe 40 feet of raspberries.
And they just take off. They'll just start taking over, you know. We did a few plum trees, peach tree. We've got apple trees. We never see the apples, though. The squirrels get them before we can even think about it. But that's a battle that we're going to have to take on here soon, yeah.
How the heck do you keep a squirrel out of an apple tree? I guess that's a question for the times right there. Holy crap.
Yep.
So do you guys try, is the goal to be like 100% self-sufficient, be like Dragon Orchard and Dragon Meadery or, you know, something along those lines?
Potentially, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
It is.
And that's a lot more than I expected to ever grow. I think the goal currently is to just open up a tap room. So we're doing short-term goals for now. But if ever, I own a microgreen company too. So I think growing is always going to be a part of Dragon Meadery as well. You know, I'm always going to grow for it. I don't know if I could always provide. I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I'm growing 100% of it, but I'll try.
You said microgreens?
Yeah, microgreens. High-end garnish for restaurants, for dishes, you know. Yeah. So we Yep. So we had the recession hit really hard. We were both chefs. And I told him to just start a meadery. Just do it. We finally hit that point where we're like, just do it. So I started the microgreen company and he started the meadery. And it just kind of blew up from there.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what was the what was the first mead you made, Shane, after you were given the green light on that?
Ooh, what a good question.
Actually, we started, I think it was 4 that first week. We did a traditional, just wildflower traditional. We did our lavender. For a while, we were doing something called Paul's Plagiarized Potion, which is a dark cherry and licorice root. And we were doing our red apple cider. So those are the 4 we started off with.
So Paul's Plagiarized Potion, Paul is my brother.
Okay.
And he plagiarized it from Harry Potter. So naturally it has to be a potion, right? So I don't know which movie it is, I don't remember now, but they were talking about a cherry licorice mead. And my brother came busting out of the movie theater. He called me. He's like, "You've got to make this." He's like, "I will buy all of the ingredients and I will drive it down to you," which means a lot because he's a few hours away. "I will drive it down to you if you make this mead for us." So, in honor of his brilliant idea, we named it after him. Yeah.
Very cool. And
Yeah.
so your first batches, you had the traditional, the apple, you got the cherry licorice, and what was the other one you said?
Lavender.
Lavender.
Oh, lavender mead. Lavender meads have found a special place in my heart. I don't know why. I'm not a huge lavender person outside of that, but for some reason they just are something I really gravitate towards. Was it very like floral and flavor and aromatics?
Yes, but without being over, a little lavender goes a long way.
Very true.
It's definitely one of those meads that you put it on the liquor store shelf, people get a little bit leery about it. But when you're tasting it out at a festival, they're like, "Oh, I'll take a bottle. I'll take a bottle.
That was
I'll
in
take a bottle."
2014.
Yeah, that was in 2014.
Now lavender is definitely a more popular
Definitely.
flavor. Yeah.
We're actually working another one with
We are.
lavender in it. With,
We're
lavender
revisiting.
pear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think a lavender mead took silver medal at Mazer Cup in the Metheglin category.
Nice.
All right.
Congrats.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah. So
Blueberry?
what are you guys drinking on there?
We're having to redecide that because I just finished. I had a little bit of the chocolate orange to start.
Okay.
She had the chamomile.
I got the chamomile one too.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Let's drink some chamomile.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to finish this one. Hang on.
Down the hatch.
Oh, you twisted my arm. Oh, you twisted me. You got me.
The chamomile, we actually took silver in Mazer.
Sorry, hang on. I got to do a real stretch here real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Best stretch ever.
Sorry. Product placement
Nice.
stretch.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to have to say this. Y'all push your corks in there legitimately far.
We want you to work for it because it's that good.
Mission accomplished. All right.
Okay.
So I've only had... you are not joking.
And push. Oh, that's awesome.
There we go.
Yeah, so we do, this is a production facility. We do tastings by appointment because we're in a garage. We can't just have an open sign in the garage open and have a ton of traffic throughout here, right?
Sure.
So we spend most of our time going to wine festivals. And I think that's the most freeing way to own a winery. Instead of sitting in a tap room hoping for business, we're able to go to different parks all over the state, set up and, pour it for people in their town, or county. And I think that's fantastic. We spend the whole summer outside and we have a blast.
Like a little pop-up shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Little mobile bar.
Yep.
I
love a mobile bar. Nothing better than that. Liquor on the run.
Right?
All right. Ooh, this is very... This is like the chamomile is like very strong right off the bat. Sweet. Now this one this is on a sweet one or is this a semi-sweet?
It's a sweet.
Sweet chamomile. The sweet metheglin is flavored with chamomile flowers and fresh vanilla beans. That's what caught me. Chamomile and vanilla. You can definitely smell the vanilla in there as well. Holy cow. I've only had one other chamomile mead. It was very delicate and floral. It was very smooth. I enjoyed it quite a bit, so that's what made me grab this one too, because I want to hope it is another pleasant experience.
Absolutely.
Ooh, it almost has like a has a bit of like a I say like a teeness to it, but it has like a I don't know what that flavor is. It's like a red like a red tea, but something more than the chamomile. Do you put like a cinnamon or like a cardamom or something in there?
Nope.
It's all just chamomile and vanilla.
Chamomile and vanilla. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I find that the chamomile really pulls out a lot of the florals from the wildflower.
Yep. It kind of amplifies everything about the honey that you use. Well, in our case.
Because it's like it's spicy, but not spicy. You get those, like it's like the front half of cinnamon, but it never gets that warming sensation. It's all like the sweet characteristics of it. It's very unique.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. This one, I could see putting this one on ice and just having this one on like a summer afternoon, just sitting back, sipping on the porch. Not letting the hair in the world go by. Just, yes, I'm all about this.
First batch we ever made of this was only 4 cases. We took it to a wine festival, and it was going really fast. We were having to tell people, like, you want it now, you're going to have to buy it, otherwise it won't be here. And
yeah,
we had a few people who didn't believe us. They were stomping around crying afterwards.
Yep.
Because we're like, man, they didn't bring enough. It's like,
So we have
it's a trial batch.
it's national sometimes, and sometimes it's an international competition. It's called the Orpheus.
yeah.
Yeah. So every year at the Orpheus, we release one new mead.
And this is one of them.
Yep.
That's cool.
That was one year. The Vanilla Cream Bochet is another one we do.
Mm-hmm, I saw that one.
That's our trial ones, and that one we can't ever keep in stock.
Yeah.
Man, I like that. You don't even notice the tannins till about 10, 15 seconds after you drink it. Then you're like, this is pretty dry on the end for being a sweet mead. A ton of perceived sweetness, but it's not cloying. It's got a nice tannic balance at the end, just a pinch of astringency again. Very well done for my novice palate, but I think it's great. I think anybody should pick up a bottle of this if you want to try a chamomile mead. This is very unique. And that vanilla in there is very prominent too. It picks up a lot of that caramelized type of character in there.
Huh.
Yeah. I think
It might be the
Yeah.
that gives it that note.
the what?
It might be the vanilla in there that's giving it that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the vanilla is definitely giving it that caramelized note. It keeps stumbling me, but it reminds me so much of a chamomile tea that my wife has and brews. That's why I keep going to this like tea house where like chamomile tea. No, but it does. It tastes like almost like a chamomile tea, and that has had honey in it, and it's super awesome. Congratulations, you guys. This is something I would say to be proud of. I wish I could make something this good. I mean, I will in the future, but congratulations, Shane. Oh, you don't help make it all?
What's that?
Allie, you don't help make it all?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. We decide flavors together. I think he pretty much is the science behind it. He throws all the batches together, and we spend a lot of time talking and tasting.
Okay.
We spent 20 years as chefs before we started making mead. We're both culinary trained, so I think we spend probably way too much time tasting and analyzing and discussing mead and flavors and honeys, and it gets pretty intense in here sometimes. So if it doesn't pass both our palates, it won't see the bottle.
Yeah,
for sure. And the vanilla cream came out of us trying to figure out a way to do like a creme brulee.
Yep.
Mead, so that was one of her ideas. Then the raspberry.
Yeah, because I tried to make one mead, okay, and it was creme brulee, okay, so I caramelize the sugar, and I do all the things, and I throw it all in a 1-gallon batch, my first ever batch. I fermented it, really high alcohol, but it tasted like water. I fermented honey into water with alcohol, and I'm like, okay, I think I'll leave all the fermentation up to this guy. He's the pro.
Fair enough then. Holy cow.
See, one of our first melomels, the only melomel that we got a homebrew medal on was our raspberry, which she pushed to make. And that actually took gold in the Mazer this year.
Yep, it did. That was one of our dry meads, yes.
Dry raspberry.
Yeah.
You can grab that. So we do black labels on our dry meads, and then the white labels are for the semi-sweets and sweets.
Oh, okay.
So black label.
Oh, okay. And you guys make grape wines as well, don't you?
We do. Yes. We had an issue. We had a whole group of people come in, and they said it would have been double the group, except for the other half was vegan, and they won't drink honey.
Oh, yeah.
So if you look at it from a business perspective, our licensing allows us to make grape wine.
There you go. Hey,
Yep.
try to service
It's fun to bring out to a few festivals, too.
What?
Sorry.
I was say you got to do what you got to do to service your customers. That's one of my favorite things to do. Do what you can to service the customers without letting the customers bully you around. Nobody came to you begging for it. You guys decided to do it on your own because it was something that you thought your customers would enjoy. That's phenomenal.
Yep.
And we've got an Axe House that uses our meads on their alcohol menu. And we've actually been able to replace their house wines with our wines, too.
Yep.
So now everything, cider is somebody else, but then we've got the mead, we've got the wine on their on that menu.
Yeah.
For the Axe House, so that's kind of fun, too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's got to feel really cool. Do you have other accounts as well, or is that your only distribution account?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in big hotels in downtown, and we're in quite a few. There's Wildflowers and Low-High, so is that considered downtown? Or
it's just
pretty much
northeast of downtown or northwest.
Yeah. So and then we had somebody approach us recently for what would you call that? It's sort of like your favorite horror show. They're doing a whole event in a hotel.
Yeah, they're doing a horror convention.
Okay.
And they've asked us to donate some stuff, but we're pretty much kind of we're doing a Cabernet for them, and it's going to be for the Colorado Festival of Horror.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to donate a couple cases to them, but then we're going to do some pre-sales, and hopefully they'll have down at the event where they can
we'll be hanging out
buy
selling
bottles and buy glassware down at the HorrorCon too.
They've got lead characters from horror movies with their professional makeup artists from the movies coming down and painting them up, and it's going to be a whole thing. So it's pretty interesting.
Very cool. That's one of the other things I love to hear about, people branching out different ways of advocating for the product, even if they're the ones who reached out to you. I mean, I think that speaks volumes about your product.
Yeah, collaborations, I think, make the job even more fun. You meet great people and you want to work with them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's why I love interviewing people. That's my way of getting to work with all these really rad people that do crazy, cool, awesome things from all around the world, because Lord knows I can't do all that stuff, but I'll get there someday.
Right. So are you making a lot of homebrew? And
no, I completed one. My first one I did was a Mesquite Traditional. It turned out, it was a sweet one. It turned out okay. I thought it was a bit boring, a bit on the flabby side, if I'm honest. It needed some acidity, some tannins or something. It was just, but the flavor character was really pleasant. I was happy with that. And I've got two going right now that I'm going to enter into a competition. My second and third mead ever I've made, and I'm entering them into a competition. First one, I'm using a Uli Blossom honey that I picked up from Sean Darrell Harris over there at Wokulei Honey in Hawaii. I'm hoping to do a semi-sweet with that. And then I pulled the trigger on a Manuka honey traditional as well. And that one I'm going to try to do on the semi-sweet side as well, but might go sweet leaning just to try to help that medicinal property in the Manuka honey, because that is pretty damn intense.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm hoping. Go ahead.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to do a couple more. I got two 1-gallon fermenters right now. I don't have a whole bunch of space, but I'm gonna just keep them rotating and throw whatever I can get in there, and just basically for practice and try to discover as many flaws as I can, because they always end up starting off tasting like rocket fuel. I was just really surprised my first one came out decent.
Yeah.
There's so much information out there nowadays. I mean, it's almost hard not to come up with something good out the gate.
Right.
I mean, even our story, our first one ended up all over the apartment because we racked it too soon, bottled it too soon with the wrong corks.
We used tasting corks, and they launched like firecrackers. Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
We started with a 5-gallon batch. We're like, oh, we got this. This will be easy.
So what he's really telling you is it's actually really easy to screw up your batches.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
we fixed it. Our second one, we did it's like Prairie Gold and Clover traditional, and we actually took a silver in the homebrew competition.
Yep.
Back before the Mazer Cup was the Mazer, which is still the International Mead Festival.
Yeah, it was pre-Mazer. Look at that.
Holy cow, look at that International Mead Festival.
And that was back in 07.
Yeah.
We started homebrewing in 04.
I don't know if you could see that.
Back it out a little bit. It's better. It's still not. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, silver medal, 2007. Yeah, man. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we were, I want to say 8, 9 years in. We were 8 or 9 years in before we started going commercial.
Right.
So we've already been playing around for quite some time.
That's really cool, though. I mean, did you have inklings of going commercial when you initially started? I mean, what is it that got you into it in the first place? I mean, let's go get in the Wayback Machines with Peabody and Sherman. How did we get started?
Well, I guess we got to go back to the turn of the century. A friend of mine actually introduced. What?
Turn of the millennium.
Yes, the turn of the millennium. So a friend of mine actually introduced me to Mead. I think the first one he had with us was Chaucer's, and then the Benrades, which was more of a white wine finish with honey. It was the English style mead, but they were both really good. So, and we've had a lot of meaderies out in Colorado. I mean, you got some of the bigger ones like Redstone, like Meadery of the Rockies, but started doing some research, and a lot of what they had on the shelves, it's like, well, there's much more that can be done. So that's the commercial, so we started playing with it on our own. I mean, like you said, we've been chefs for...
I gave him a hard time because we were chefs. He had all the ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
We were dating and living in the apartment because you heard about the explosion in the apartment.
Right.
And he's like, I got all the ingredients, but they're all up at my mom's. And I was like, what do you mean you have all the ingredients? Like, what have we been doing? Why haven't we made this? We're chefs. That's what we do. We take recipes. We create the recipe. We tear it down. We break it apart. We make it better, put it back together.
Yes.
We do all the things. Like, why are we not doing this right now? What the hell? Let's go.
Deconstruct.
Get in the car. We're going to get the stuff.
Right.
And we did. And that honey was so crystallized.
Yep. And we had to heat it up to get it back to liquid. Yep. So
I
our
guess-
first couple of batches we heated all of it. Yep.
Yeah. Old school. Heat the honey until it's up to X amount of temperature, and
Yep.
then go ahead and pitch it. And after, I think probably about a year or two before we went pro, we started just doing the, cold honey
honey.
and hot water, and yeah. A lot
Changed
smoother.
everything.
A lot quicker turnaround to being able to pitch.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Like, so you're going on and saying that there's a ton of information out there. It's really easy to make good quality mead. I think there's a ton of misinformation out there as well. I mean, I still to this day. Now, granted, I've only been playing the game for a very short period of time. 2 years or so. It is absolutely astonishing to me how many people out there are still thinking that raisins are nutrients in the mead making process. You know what I mean?
I was gonna tell you no raisins, but I was like, well, just in case you're using them.
What's working?
Blueberry lemon. What other bottle did you get?
Blueberry lemon.
Oh, good. I'm right there with you. All right, sweet.
Excellent. So this is the one I was actually secretly dying to try the most because I love blueberries. I'm a huge junkie for lemonade. It's on the semi-sweet side, so I know it's going to be a easy drinker.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's gonna be good. And
You're talking about misinformation. I had to find. I had Ken Schramm's book from a homebrew shop that doesn't exist anymore, and so I read a lot with Ken Schramm's book and followed those recipes.
Mm-hmm.
And forgot what the newsletter was called, but it used to be just like an email form.
Sure.
Where the Mead Lovers Digest, and it was all just email platform. You like signed up for it. People would send in articles, and people would write and send in questions and write back, and it was just ever so once in a while it happened. That's before Got Mead popped up, before the forums popped up.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah, we've been doing this a while.
But I'll agree. There's a lot now. We look at some of the Facebook groups and we're like, like, really? Why are you giving out that information? Or why is that your go-to for it? And you'd send somebody, hey, this is not going to get you right. You need to do a little more something else to make that better, because that's not going to do it for you.
Right.
So you're right about there being a lot of misinformation.
We basically had a book, and we started with the book. And that was it.
Yes.
You just kind of went from there, didn't you? Yeah, we chose to, when we were doing homebrew, to send it off to competitions, because working in kitchens, you get a lot of feedback constantly, whether you wanted it or not. Constructive or not, you get a lot of feedback from the chefs, and it shapes you, and it really helps you to create something really good. So I think, a lot of our family members were wonderful, but always appreciative and telling you it's wonderful, but right. We really wanted honest opinions so that we knew which direction to steer, what we were doing.
Definitely.
So
you definitely need that constructive criticism to help you grow. The yes men are nice
exactly.
For the old for the pride, but that constructive criticism is good for the growth.
It is, exactly.
And even if you get offended by it, it gets you some motivation to, like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to make that better this time.
Yes.
I'm going to send that off and have that judged again and have them wrong.
Them.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It's good. It's a good motivator.
So being chefs and whatnot, do you guys do a lot of, or design your meat to be paired with foods and whatnot? Or do you guys use like different types of ingredients you think than other mead makers use, or like different caliber of ingredients?
I have no idea what other mead makers are using, but
I'll say quality. Pardon me. Quality in, quality out.
Yeah.
You got to use the good stuff if you want it to taste good on the backside.
Having a really low overhead means that everything that we make goes right back into the bottle, where we can experiment with different yeasts, we can experiment with different ingredients. We always try to use real ingredients. We always, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And we try to definitely avoid any like artificial flavorings, or even the little, we'll use juice concentrates, but not the like little flavor concentrates.
Yeah. So all natural, real ingredients. Yeah.
And we try to craft batches as one, and we don't try to make 300 gallons of a traditional and then come back and go, okay, this 50 gallons is this flavor, this 50 gallons is this flavor. If we're doing a blueberry mead, we're fermenting the honey and the blueberries together. That's batch from start to finish.
Each batch is crafted individually, absolutely. Okay. And everything, So we do age everything out about a year, somewhere close to that, for that exact reason, for food pairings, because that's the background we have. So, yes, absolutely, we were geared towards restaurants and fine dining, and
the idea that one day soon there's going to be meat menus on all the restaurants, And
and I think that's probably what makes us unique in the industry in that sense, is that we do have everybody can have whatever ABV, but there's plenty of people with their ABV, but we really try to gear our meads towards what dishes we would pair them with, or you know what I mean?
Right.
How well we would go with it, and fine aging. Mm-hmm.
And the flavor profiles seem to lean themselves towards the cocktail realm so easily. Blueberry lemon, that's ready for something to replace like a martini or something like that, or that lemon. Let me ask you about that lemon real quick.
I may or may not answer that.
Fight you, all right. What it tastes very. It tastes like natural lemon. It doesn't taste like lemon extract.
Right.
It tastes like. Was there lemon peel involved? Did it have like lemon zest in it?
Yeah, zest.
Lemon zest, a pinch of Zeus as well. Zeus, whatever.
If there are gods in that mead, we need to charge more.
Yeah, zest and a little bit of juice on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then we also, there's a lot of our meads we build in layers too.
Yep.
Define what you mean by built-in layers.
You know, as you go across your palate, you get the honey, the blueberry, the lemon comes in towards the finish. Depending upon when you add ingredients, depend on when they hit the palate.
Okay.
I find if you hit some things in fermentation, you'll get it a lot more in the body than you will the nose. And if you do some post-fermentation or secondary fermentation, you might get something more in the aromatics and light in the body. Just things like that. Instead of throwing all your spices in at once, you know, we stagger some.
Yep.
And you stagger them here and there, and you get some different characters as they go throughout the.
But we also want to keep it all interesting too, and we have 6 standard meads, and then the rest is something new for the year, or something we've made a few years ago that we want to bring back.
And
we have 10 new meads coming out this year.
and by standard, you mean like year-round offering type thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, with the liquor stores that we sell to, they want to have something they can always restock.
Sure.
So we've got to keep a few standards that are always going to be available. And, you know, it's got to be a really good seller, too. So.
And the fact that you're servicing all those accounts out of your garage with all of this, I mean, you guys, this must be like a full-time operation. You're constantly having to switch vessels and clean and re-ferment. And, I mean, it's a nonstop operation.
Yeah.
We have, I think we're at 950 gallons right now in bulk. Only 50 of that's an actual active fermentation. Probably 200 gallons just hit secondary not too long ago. And I'm actually starting to run out of barrels.
We just ordered barrels a month or two ago. We ordered, 4 or 5 new barrels, and we need more.
Oh, wow.
But like I said, we're kind of growing as there's a need for it. So it's a really good feeling to need more.
Definitely. We've got one bourbon barrel aging right now, too.
Where'd you pick that barrel up at?
There's a distillery down in Colorado Springs.
Yep.
Always support.
I always get the name wrong. Axe in the Oak?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Both. One.
I was going to say, though.
Yeah,
What?
I really enjoy, before I forget here, your guys' way that you apply the tannins. And I don't know what is it you guys are doing different than everybody else, because I'm uneducated. But holy cow, like everything you do has this like really subtle tannic presence at the end. Like I feel like it's cleared my palate. It's dry, but my tongue isn't like feel like it's burned from all the acid and everything. But even on the same with your sweeties. I mean, those are sweet. I'm sure those are finishing above 1025, 1030, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, chamomile stops at 1050.
And it still has that really, not really dry, but it still has a dry enough finish to make it not feel like, to make you want to go back for more. It's like, okay, wow, it's gone. My palate is cleansed, and I'm ready for more of that. And then you put it in your mouth, and the initial drink is like, whoa, this is going to be thick and heavy. And then 10, 15 seconds later, you're like, hey, so about that, let me get another one of those.
Yeah, we try to make sure all of our sweet meads are definitely balanced.
I think all of them.
Yeah.
Try to be
Probably really well balanced from what I'm tasting. I mean, 3 for 3 so far.
all right.
Yeah, we don't want anything cloying either. I mean, there was some meads out on the market, you know. Chaucers, don't get me wrong, they've been in the market, they've been making money for a long time.
We had it at our wedding.
Yeah, and they're just one of the, sweeter, but it also tastes a little thicker. And you're like, I think we can do this without that kind of thick body.
The dry's not too dry, not too much alcohol burn. The sweet's not too crazy sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or thick.
I need to go pick up a bottle of Chaucer's from Total Wine or something, because I have not had it yet.
Really?
Oh.
See, I enjoyed the Benrati's, which is, I guess by definition of their mead, it was a white wine finished with honey, but I enjoyed that, even though it's kind of a half-assed climate. But it was really good.
Honesty with this guy,
Oh,
I tell you.
No,
A few more in me.
I'm trying to. I think of the big ones. I just had the Dansk mod not too long ago, and I was not the biggest fan of that one. I mean, it was. I'm glad I got to try it but I wouldn't probably try it again. And it's such a popular mead. It's so bizarre to me when you could drink something like this, or you grab a ceramic bottle. But hey, you know what? To each their own. Everybody likes what they like.
Yep, true.
We had our local salespeople when we first got out. We've got a store literally the thing's less than a half a mile from us. It's like the closest liquor store to the house, and the wine buyer there is fantastic. The place is called Chambers Liquors. He likes to brag that he can throw the empty bottles into our front yard from the parking lot.
Yeah.
But they've always compared us to that. They're like, oh, if you really like the Dragon's Blood, you got to try these guys. They're local. They're right up the street. You've got to try them.
He was another really big part of our journey into mead. He has such a huge selection of wines. We would go in there and say, how do we make our labels stand out compared to everybody else? So he would allow us to bring in empty bottles with our labels that were our mock-up labels and set them on the shelf back up, take pictures. We would all stand there and discuss what we could do to make the bottle stand out or the label stand out amongst thousands of others. So he was, he's got a good place in our heart, and he really helped shape our label design and get us on the shelves.
And their support is great.
Yeah.
Pretty much if we have it, they've got it.
Exactly.
We've had a few people that are like coming to the Meadery for tastings. We're like, oh, well, I'm out of that one, but
go right
Chambers,
down the
they're
street.
right down the street.
Yeah.
They have it. And he disappeared, went bottom out. They cleaned him out of chamomile and came back. We were having a small group of like 10 people here, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, I just down there. No, they're out. They're out down there.
I bought them all.
So
yeah, we've had groups of 16 people in here. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
They had their weekly meetings in here, and it's we actually had to set up tents outside of the garage and the driveway, but we're right across the street from the park, and there's baseball fields right across, so it's like the perfect view, you really feel. But yeah, we set up some tents out there and some tables and chairs for everybody, and
Heck yeah.
yeah, it was cool. It was fun. That was more recent.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then every summer, the library does a craft beverage tour for Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually on that. They got, last year, I think it was like 10 or 11 different between breweries, ciders, mead, which, we're one of 2 meaderies in the Denver metro area. As big as Denver is, there's only 2 meaderies, and I think one more is on the way to being open. But anyways, the Aurora craft beverage, they got to come through and they got to get their stamps collect X amount of stamps, you get a glass, collect
you
all
get
of
free
them,
stuff from the library.
more stuff at the library.
We just try to, be as much a part of the local scene as we possibly can, and try to work with other local companies.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
That's what's awesome. I that's one of the things that I love about, I'd say all of the meaderies I talk to, but most of the meaderies I talk to are very strong into their local community and trying to, I say, give back more than they take out from the community, try to be a pillar in their community, if you will. It's kind of a corny saying, but it seems fitting.
Yep.
It does.
Not corny.
No, not corny at all.
Now, just if you had a bigger tasting rooms, you could have that kind of more like pub type experience. You'd be in business.
Yeah. We're just kind of at that point where we kind of need a tap room, but we kind of need to expand production, and we need more room for production. So we're kind of at a crossroad. Do you do a warehouse and a tiny tap room, or do you spend the money and get one all-inclusive giant building that's going to cost you a fortune?
Right.
Yeah. So that's the decision to be made.
Yeah, that's always a tough call.
Yeah.
All the retail spaces are outrageously priced, and
warehouses are good prices, but some of them are just buried back there where you're not going to be found. So
I've been to many meaderies in that same category right there in the industrial part of town. It's like, what the hell?
That's right.
It's like gun store, warehouse. What's going on here?
Right?
Yeah. But, I think that even helps add to the character of the meaderies, because you'll go in there into, like, a Scale and Feathers here in Arizona. You drive down the street to get to their meadery, and it's literally like Dick's Sporting Goods warehouse, and then like Snyder's Pretzels warehouse, and then back weaved in there a meadery and then a brewery right across the street from each other, and this next to all these giant just warehouses. It gives it this like kind of quaint feeling. So but yeah, you're right. It definitely does get lost in the. You're not seeing it from the freeway, so to speak. Let's put it that way.
That sounds like fun though. Pretzels, beer, mead. Yeah, I could totally do that.
Hey man,
get some shoes or a tennis racket on the way.
Exactly. So I got a couple. You guys got about 5 more minutes here, or I don't know what time you guys are going to cut out at.
What's that?
So you guys got a couple more minutes. I don't know if you guys got to cut out right at 7.
Oh no, I mean, take your time.
Excellent. So, what's coming down the pipeline for Dragon Meadery? You said you guys have been doing lots of sampling and bench trials and whatnot. You know, so much almost to a fault. So you would say, like, so what's coming out of that? What can the drinkers expect?
What you got coming out of this box?
We've already hinted to the barrel, the bourbon barrel. So we have a bourbon barrel Bochet Sizer.
Ooh. Yeah.
And fun story about that is the barrel came with a little bit of extra bourbon that we had to pump out of there to make it useful.
3 gallons of bourbon.
Where's that at?
What?
Where's that at? Where do you have it?
I got a stash in our personal stash. It's not in the meadery. It's in my personal stash.
No, okay. I know we had a bottle out here for a little while.
The bottle's up here.
Oh, I was expecting you to say, what do you mean? I already drank it.
Oh, God, no. I'm not
3 gallons of bourbon? Woo, buddy.
Oh, they gave it to you in the bottles even?
No, they gave us one. We traded them some mead for some bourbon, so that way you can see who they are.
Oh, okay.
And then the rest of it, we had to siphon out of the bourbon barrel.
I got about...
Into a carboy, so...
Yeah. And we bottled that in 750s. I think we've got like 9 of them. It was crazy.
We got a little bit of drinking to do, just a little. My dad's a big whiskey drinker, so I'm sure he's going to get a few bottles. So
that's so awesome.
So we got 2 meads that are going to have berries and peppers in them.
Okay.
Did a small batch with raspberry.
Yep, raspberry
jalapeno.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing another one with blackberry.
Okay.
We've got a
cherry.
Smoked cherry, yes.
And then the pear lavender that we were telling you about.
Yes, I'm all about the pear lavender one.
Yeah, we've got a few new pie mints coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit going on actually. Yeah.
And then our vanilla cream is going to be back in stock soon. Raspberries is going to be bottled up here shortly. Back 40 will be back on the docket. And what else do we got? Back down the line. Maybe there's one more. Oh, and our spice rack.
Spice.
So spice rack.
Spice rack is red apple cider. Yeah.
So it's a double plan where it's everybody has an apple pie mead. We have a spice rack.
Gotcha.
So we have a spice apple cider.
Yep.
I thought that was some sort of like crazy method blend. I was like, whoa, the spice rack. We just threw everything in there. That sounds cool too, though.
Like kitchen sink soup, right?
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Little bit of everything.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah.
Right.
No, I definitely got to get a bottle of that red apple cider. That sounds amazing.
It is. We've had, that's our most award-winning.
Yep.
At Best in Show. I'll tell you what, in 2016, nothing makes you feel like you're doing a great job. So when you get the Best in Show for your red apple, and then you realize you had 2 other golds that same year from the same competition, so you realize that you had 3 out of 8 meads on the table being judged for Best in Show, and 3 of our years. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was a good year.
That's exciting.
You guys got to be doing something right. Holy cow.
And that was the apple beating out the chamomile and the Paul's plagiarized that year.
Oh.
Louise. Man, that's so freaking rad. You guys opening up like a bottle club? Do you have like a subscription membership or anything like that?
It's in the works. We really want to make sure we've got enough production to handle that. Mm-hmm. Between our liquor stores and festivals this last year, everybody getting back into the swing of things. We've kind of cleaned out.
Yeah, last year we cleaned out pretty quickly. So
I'm guessing we were talking about it probably summertime.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I keep bugging them.
And it's another part of it's getting supplies in.
Sure.
Bottles are getting hard to find a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, no kidding. Everything I see from Meadery's on there is I had to settle for these bottles, but at least they came in. I got something to stick booze in.
Okay, prime example. One green, one brown, one tall, one short. There you go.
Exactly.
You get what you get,
At least they're similarly shaped.
Yep.
One comes in an inch taller, one comes in the wrong color.
It is what it is.
It's a solid piece of glass that holds some delicious libations. I don't care about all that, other than to recycle it some way.
Exactly.
And we've started partnering with our restaurants, our hotels, and we're taking bottles back. So we're trying to keep the cost down for them, but we're also having them save bottles, and we're taking it back on labeling, washing them, reuse.
Very cool. Yeah. As long as you can do that, man, I say hats off to you, because I've heard it's not the easiest process to get to reuse bottles. It's a process.
Yeah.
It is. It's a chore to get the labels and the adhesive off, and after that, it's all soap and water. But
okay. Well,
yep.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. Last year we did. We were festivaling last year.
Yeah.
And we thought we had a lot of meads last year. We only had 8 varieties, and we usually do 12 to 15 festivals a year. And by the second festival, we were down by half. We only had 4 meads available.
Ooh.
Yeah.
By the second festival, we were a little scared. So we've really done a lot to bump up production to try to keep up with demand.
Like you said, there gets to be a sticky crossroads. Do you up production? Do you get the tasting room? I mean, or do you do the bottle? I mean, at least you got the Vino kipper going, so you can sell out of state. Has that been successful?
So doing clubs,
And then we just had to go through some more paperwork. We're now actually in almost 30 states.
Yeah.
Including down in Texas, Arizona.
But doing the mead clubs, we want to be sure that we have enough.
Right.
For everybody. You know what I mean? Because the festival seasons are really unpredictable.
Definitely. Well, definitely coming up on the end of the show here. Got some rapid fire questions, little fun if you guys are interested in that.
Let's do it.
All right. So, what's the first thing you do when you get up in the morning?
Besides wake up my kids, make coffee?
I think that sounds about it. Wake up the kids and make coffee.
Wake up teenagers.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
Teenagers.
Disdain in his voice. Teenagers.
And they're not driving themselves yet.
No, they're not.
Not old enough to drive, just old enough to talk back.
Actually, both. One of them, he's old enough to drive and talk back, but he doesn't want to read the book. So
he doesn't want to try.
He can wait.
Exactly. All right. Hot or cold?
Hot.
What are you talking about?
Says a lady who lives in Colorado.
Yeah.
But I work it with microgreens. It's going to be 75 plus no matter what.
True. Cat people or dog people?
Dog people.
Dog.
Dog people.
Cat out.
Yeah.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yeah.
We just had that conversation today with the dentist.
Yes, we did.
I like pineapple, but I've never had it on a pizza. I'm like, you should try it.
Oh yes. Yeah.
If you like grilled pineapple, put it on your damn pizza.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You are a yes. Okay.
And yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Toilet paper roll. Hang over the front, over the back.
Over the front.
On
You
the
better
shelf.
say over the front.
It goes on the shelf.
Or else you're in trouble.
There's nothing for it to spin on. It goes on the shelf. It doesn't go anywhere that
way. That's awesome.
That's a whole new conversation of how to change the roll. No.
Exactly. Favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Ooh.
Ooh.
The Samoyas, the coconut with the chocolate. And
Samoas.
Yes.
Agreed.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
He's a cat person.
No, I am. My wife is a cat rescuer. I could for it. I got 1, 2. I got probably about 9 cats I can see from here.
Wow.
Damn. I would say for her, plant growth.
Plant growth, yeah.
Be able to throw some seeds down and just run her hand across it and have everything grow to where it needs to be.
Look at that baby. Oh my goodness. I wish I wasn't allergic to cats, but I am. They're so. So I would grow plants rapidly. And what would you do?
Still working on that. I think flight. Flight would be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I would enjoy to fly as well. What's the worst job you ever had?
Well, I can answer that immediately.
Go for it.
I washed wetsuits one year as a teenager. And how many drunk people pee in their wetsuits?
All of them.
All of them. That's right. Gross. I didn't last the summer.
I spent 3 months cleaning up 3 times a week at a bingo parlor. And that's when smoking indoors was still really accepted. So I had to hand wash hundreds of ashtrays.
That's
3 days a week.
That's a good way to get you to never
Oh, yeah.
smoke.
Good job.
Never touched that. That was
Yeah.
gross.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty gnarly. Holy cow.
I washed dishes for 3 months after that, and that was
Nothing.
10 times better than washing the ashtrays 3 days a week.
What was the first beer you ever drank?
Legally or
What was the
No,
first
just
beer
in
you ever
general.
drank?
You do everything above board. You are.
no. My mom's brother, my uncle, offered me his Kool-Aid, which was Coors Light.
See, now if you had the choice, you wouldn't have done it. If he knew what it really was. I don't know what the first
It
beer
was
I ever
definitely a
had
Coors
was.
banquet thing.
I'm a
That's
sucker. I love a
probably-
banquet beer. I love a gold can Coors. I don't know why, man. It just reminds me of being young.
Coronas and Pacificos over here. Anything with a lime is down, but
Yeah, my grandfather was always 7 and 7.
Oh, okay.
7 and 7s. There we go.
Yeah.
He's hardcore though.
What's your favorite mead style?
I'll say Mellomel's only because nobody recognizes Bochet as a style.
Oh, I was going to say Bochet. So does that mean it's not really a style? It doesn't count?
It's a process. What's your opinion, Bochet, style or process?
I'm going to call it a style. To me, I think the style and the process is, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Somebody could start saying is a Pyman or a Sizer really a mead because it doesn't have just water, honey, and yeast in it. I mean, you want to start getting into semantics. I say let's just knock down all the barriers. You make what everybody wants to make, and I guess the labels are nice for like categorizations for competitions and stuff. But other than that, man, screw it all. Just make what you want to make, and as long as it tastes good, that's what matters.
So then we'll go Bochet.
Yep,
Definitely.
Bochet. Yeah.
Enjoy a good Bochet.
Heck yeah, I'm hoping to be able to make a Bochet of my own sometime. I'm scared as hell as to cook some honey down. Actually, have you guys been watching? Do you follow a lot of other meaderies on social media?
Of course.
Have you watched Four Fires Meadery there in Ohio? Chris Clark over there is doing a 1,000-hour Bochet on, it was like meadow foam honey and blackberry, raspberry, and Tupelo or something like that. He
Wow.
put it in for 1,000 hours. He's Bochet this stuff. Last post I saw, he was like 700 hours.
Yeah, what is he cooking it in, and how much honey?
I didn't see how much honey it was. It looked to be a fairly large vessel. I haven't seen one picture of it from like the outside when it had boiled over, but it looked like something like almost like you would deep fat fry a turkey in.
Oh, okay, because that's about the size we Bochet in.
Yeah, so it looked like it was fairly full when he had it going, and it was coming out. It looked like he was blowing brown glass almost when he was pulling it out of there. But I'm just interested to see what happens at the end of the process. But like you're saying, the bochet is always adds such a unique. Every bochet I've had has been really unique and almost different in every way because that I can't remember what it's called, the Maillard effect, when you cook something and when you like when you sear your meat and stuff like that, it changes that protein structure.
Yep.
Yeah, it adds a whole nother level when you ferment with that as well. So I'm definitely excited to try with that fermented bocets.
If you're gonna do your honey, make sure you've got about 3 times the
Headspace.
headspace.
Because you don't want it to boil over.
Mm.
Because it will. It'll grow. It'll just grow and grow. Once
So if you're doing a gallon, make sure you have a 3-gallon pot at least.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. I don't put 5 gallons of honey into a 5-gallon fermenter. Next thing you know, you've got 15 gallons of honey all over the floor.
That's right.
Dude,
Don't put 5 gallons in a 10-gallon either. You need more than that.
Oh, wow.
We got a 15 pot, put anything more than 5 gallons in it at a time. And we've gotten it down to like that far from the top, just on that simmer. You're like,
go watch some of the videos and you'll see how high it is and how much space is left.
oh yeah, we got plenty of those on some of those on YouTube.
Yep. Not on YouTube.
No,
On Instagram.
Instagram, not YouTube. Sorry.
He's been drinking Mead.
No. So anybody out there watching, go check out those videos in the history there for Dragon Meadery's Instagram feed. Go follow them over there on Instagram if you're not already, so you can check those out. Same with Facebook. Go follow, like, all their stuff over there. And you guys on any other social media, on the Twitter, on the TikTok, or any of that?
We're on Twitter, Facebook.
I have a private account on TikTok. It's under Allie Gardens, but I do all of our videos for making mead and microgreens as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. So yeah, go follow these guys over on all their social media accounts and go buy some stuff off of Vino Shipper. Sorry, another shameless plug. Get a really cool hoodie.
Awesome.
The thing I love about this hoodie the most though is how deep it is. You've made an excellent choice. I'm a man who loves a hoodie, and I love that nice deep cowl on there. So
Gotta cover your eyes, otherwise it's not good.
Yeah, he's
see?
We thought about sending you a hat, but we're like, hey, Arizona, does he really need a stocking cap?
No, this was definitely the right call because I work inside a air-conditioned warehouse, so it's definitely chilly all year long. I'll be able to work this in a regular rotation. So
nice.
Yep.
I'm glad you enjoy
And the
it.
glass made it there, I see, right?
What's that?
Yep.
I said the glass made it there safely too, I see.
Oh yeah, 100%. This was definitely a lucky score, and I was like, yes, another tasting glass. And I love how small it is, about 3 ounces.
It's at 5.5.
Yeah, up to the top.
Yep.
Mm.
Down the hatch.
Down the hatch, yes, very much so. So everybody go check out Dragon Meadery's website. They are on Vino Shipper if you want to pick up anything you've seen tonight, or check out any of the other products that they have online. Like I said, they do also do the grape wines, so if that's your bag, pick up one of those as well. Thank you all.
And
Go ahead.
we got something new. We posted to Instagram, and hopefully it trickles down into our other social media, but keep an eye on Instagram for everything new coming out. Got some new work going on our new products as well.
Yep. And thank you for having us.
No problem. It was a pleasure. I'm so excited that you guys decided to join me. I had a blast talking with you guys. You're some exceptionally fun people to talk with.
Awesome. Ditto.
Awesome. So have a good evening, y'all, and hopefully I can have you guys on in the future when you got another product line coming out, or we'll figure something out.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Sounds great.
Have a good evening.
All right.
Bye. Well, thank you all for being here tonight on TK and Drinks. Had a great time with the cats over there, Allie and Shane up at Dragon Meadery. Be back next Tuesday. I don't have an interview, I believe, next Tuesday I do have an interview lined up with Steamworks Meadery out of Medford, Oregon. And then we're going to be going to a bi-weekly schedule as to not conflict with Got Mead, because they do have a podcast going on over there. Good night, Tony. Appreciate that. Salute. McGee's Mead, thanks for coming out tonight. Appreciate that. Everybody else who showed up, always appreciate you as well. And we'll be posting all these videos over on my YouTube channel as well. Go follow, like, subscribe, notify bell, all that stuff. Appreciate that. Peace.